Okay, so I'm gonna have a really lazy week this week. I've got 3 days in a row of bed, going to sleep early and stuff, so hopefully that'll help get my energy back up. I'm hoping. Is there any? Not really. Okay, try this. See what happens. Nobody can stop me from sleeping in. Come on, Anne. I want you to see this. I'm coming. I chuckle as we move through the trees. Rakesh just looks so excited. I guess it's rubbing off. Rakesh had time to get me almost the second I'd left class. Oh, had come to get me almost the second I'd left class. I'm like, that does make sense. It was about time for lunch, though, so I had an hour or so. He led me to the park without saying much else, just that he was happy I was free for a bit. Finally, we hit a clearing, and I watched him spread his arms very theatrically. On the ground is a rather elaborate and incredibly put-together picnic lunch. Holy cow, you set all this up? Well, I may have purchased a few of the things in the basket, but otherwise... Crap, I wish you told me, Rakesh. I already made plans for lunch to study with Max. Rakesh's face falls terribly. I feel really bad, but this was such a surprise. I understand, Anne. I'm so sorry. Really. It's okay. Go on. I do not wish to interrupt your plans. I just wanted your opinion on the setup anyway. Oh, well, if that's all, this is incredible, Rakesh. You've done a fantastic job. I wave goodbyes and make my way back to the campus. Rakesh seems pleased at my praise, at least. Does that mean I shouldn't do that prisoner's dilemma the next time when I do Rakesh's route? Because then I miss out? Uh-oh. Here it is. What? You better not have said what I think you just said. I was trying to get an early night, but Isabella's screaming snapped me awake. Last I remember, she was supposed to be hanging out with Chad tonight. I guess their date went pretty well. I hope Chad didn't say something too terrible. I may not like him, but he is her boyfriend. A quick look at my clock shows it's pretty late. I wonder if I should see what's going on. Isabella's calmed down a little bit, so I can't really make out what they're saying from here. Absolutely, gotta go check on our boo. I should really mind my own business. Then again, I'm sure Isabella would want me to check on her. Okay, I just want to know what's going on. I sneak down the hallway quietly, noticing that Isabella's door is still open. I guess they hadn't gotten too far. No, it's obvious you don't understand, you worthless sack of crap. Look, baby, you're the one who talks about being all bi and shit. I figured you'd want... No, what you figured is you could live out every stupid male's classic frickin' sex fantasy, and I just go along with it. What's the other thing I'm always telling you, when I'm done being all bi and shit? That I'm monogamous! I'm not some party girl to bring to some damn frat house gangbang! Izzy, you know those don't exist. I don't care, you freaking clod! Just get out! Get the hell out! Come on, look. Maybe you weren't ready for it, and I'm sorry for that. I don't think they can see me when I peek around the corner, but apparently Chad sees the same expression I do. He shuts up almost mid-sentence. I don't think I've ever seen Isabella look so furious. When she does talk again, it's almost in whispers. What part of get out was lost on you? I pull back from the door just in time for Chad to come brushing past me. Out of the way, mouse. Scurry back to your hole or whatever. Nice line. As I hear the front door slam, I find myself unsure of what to do now. Whether I should go to Isabella or let her have her privacy. It's okay, Anne. I heard him talking to you. Just come in here. Her voice is muffled and strained when she calls out to me. As I enter the room, I can see it's because she's face down in her pillow. Close the door, would you? I close the door behind me as I head over and sit on the bed near Isabella's feet. So, how much did you hear? Enough, I suppose. I woke up when you shrieked at him. Not that it's a big deal or anything. Did he try to cheat on you? Pfft, no. No, that I was expecting. He's a football star. He can get as much play as he wants. I guess that's really the problem. He wanted to eat his cake and have it too. He told me he'd asked another woman to go out with us. Isabella makes sarcastic air quotes around us. I'm guessing he didn't exactly ask her about her opinion first. That pig! I can't believe he'd do that! How completely disrespectful and rude. I know, right? After you opened your heart to him, he just had to be such a pig. And how dare he try to get some other girl when he's got someone as beautiful as you to go out with? I mean, you're gorgeous and attentive and kind, and he thinks he needs some floozy? He thinks you're some floozy? Aw, sweetie, you're gonna make me blush. Sorry, it's just ridiculous and terrible is all. You don't have to tell me. Have you ever actually had a threesome? No. Let's offer to stay with her. Do you want to hang out for a while? I mean, if you need to talk about anything, I'm here for you. We can get some ice cream and eat out of the cart and just be cliché as all get out. Isabella actually cracks a smile at that, but her chuckle is still dark and bitter with hurt. It's not my first breakup. And it's certainly not my first breakup because some idiot misunderstood who I am. No, it's sweet of you to offer, but I'll be fine. You should get some sleep. Sorry that asshole woke you up. I refrain from mentioning whose scream woke me while I wave and head out of the room. Isabella's head sinks back on the pillow, and I hurry out before I can see something she doesn't want me to. I head back to my own room and try to get back to sleep. Hopefully Isabella will be okay. That was interesting. That whole dialogue changed. Because I care for Izzy now. And I refuse to call her Izzer, because that's what Chad calls her, and he's a dick. Okay, our energy got back up again, so that's good. Artichoke to death long before his time. Had artichokes thrown at him until he died. Someone died on this farm? What the heck? I don't want to work here anymore. It's dangerous. Everyone's covered in green today. Ah, heck, everything is. Except me, but that's okay. The day is pretty fun, but I've never really understood the major appeal. I mean, it's basically just an excuse to get plastered, right? That would be the appeal. Though to be fair, half of my college experience so far has been people making excuses to get plastered, so maybe it's not so bad. Still, I don't think I'm interested in going all out. I thought about putting on a green ribbon or something, just so I didn't stick out, but decided against it at the last minute. At any rate, I'm sure the folks at Latin House are planning some kind of big blowout bash, regardless of Dominic's desires, of course. I've been in my room the last few hours, wondering if I want to try to sneak out before it gets started. Oh, go spend time with them. I consider heading to the library, but I don't want to be out on the streets with all the drunks around. At least around here, the drunk shouldn't be behind a wheel. I spend the next hour or so doing the last of my schoolwork. I'm sure I won't be getting a lot of it done the next few days, for any number of reasons. And I have to admit, it might be nice to be silly with my friends for the night without worrying about unfinished schoolwork. When I hear the knock on my door, I'm ready for whatever the night holds. Hey, Anne. Isabella says she's got a whole slew of games for us tonight, so you should get your ass in gear before I drink all the good booze. Given how mopey Isabella's been since she broke up with Chad, I'm surprised she's this invested in St. Patrick's Day. Maybe she's just using the party as an excuse to get over her ex-boyfriend. Ah, they're officially unofficial now. Ah, this music. So good. I follow Rakesh down the stairs where I see that the crew has been busy. There are cards laid out, green beer, and some kind of green punch in a giant bowl. Is that punch okay to drink, Isabella? It'll put hair on your chest. Then knock those hairs out and grow all new, stronger super hairs. Max got to the punch ahead of me, and I'm pretty sure he's spiking an alcoholic drink. Also, I think there's steam coming out of that flask. Why is there steam coming out of that flask? Isabella just smiles, missing Max's interference entirely. She blithely fills a cup and hands it to me. I eye the drink suspiciously, giving it a test sniff. I immediately regret it, reeling back as I feel my nose hairs burning off. Where's Dominic? I'm surprised he let you get away with this. Isabella just grins and points over to the study nook. Sitting there, tied at the wrists and ankles, wearing a blindfold and gag, is Dominic. Hanging around his neck is a sign that simply says, "Kiss me, I'm Irish." I'm surprised to see him trussed up so badly.
No, this is perfect, see? This way he has plausible deniability if anyone finds out about the party. Not his fault he was tied up by desperados.
Everyone laughs at that. Well, everyone except Dominic. Enough of this small talk. Tonight we test the luck of the Irish. Wait, which one of us is Irish? Quiet, you! First, pin the shamrock on the leprechaun. The alcohol starts flowing early and freely. I try to take it easy so I'm not totally smashed too soon. Just having little sips of whatever mega booze Isabella created is honestly keeping me in a consistent buzz. Luckily, Isabella's games begin to take progressively less skill and progressively more drinking. We play a bunch of different silly party games with drunken penalties. Isabella even got her hands on a snake-shaped piñata. When we finally managed to drunkenly beat it open, it was full of jello shots in little plastic cups. Turns out Rakesh had actually made it special. Finally, after a while, we're all sitting on the floor around the study nook. Dominic continued struggling to get out of his bindings as we started playing a simple game of truth or dare. Okay, I choose Sally.
Okay, dare.
Oh, you should let out the loudest belch you can.
What? That's gross, Rakesh.
Too bad you have chosen to be daring. Sally takes a drink of the punch, weaving in place a little before taking a deep breath and letting out the smallest burp any of us have heard. Everyone laughs as Sally turns bright red.
I can't just burp on command. Shut up. Whatever, it's my turn now, so shut up.
Sally turns towards me with a wicked look in her eyes.
Okay, Anne, truth or dare?
I'll pick this one. I haven't picked this option yet. I really can't stand this game. Can't we just skip my turn?
Sorry, what's that? You want to tell us the truth? Well, okay. Oh, what do I want to know? Oh, I got it. How many guys have you seen naked?
Probably about 4 or 5.
Whoa, really?
My cousin had little ones. I used to help her change diapers.
That totally doesn't count.
Too late. You asked your question, and I answered it. Sally pouts, but luckily she's too drunk to ask questions like how many kids my cousin had.
All right, nice one, Anne. Your turn now.
Finally. Okay, I choose Isabella. We continue around the circle like that for another few hours. In the morning, I wake up in my own bed, feeling like death is trying out a new drum solo behind my sinuses. I can only vaguely remember making my way back upstairs, but everything feels fuzzy. I head downstairs towards the kitchen for a bit of water, only to find everyone else standing at the bottom of the stairs. I go down to them and look in the same direction and my jaw hits the floor. Don't tell me. We never... Sitting in a chair in the study, silently fuming, Dominic waits to be untied. Not it! Luckily, when it was all over, Rakesh lost the rock, paper, scissors contest. The rest of us were well on our way to Isabella's cafe for some morning coffee before Dominic finally got set free. Sorry, Rakesh. Well done, Smitty. Yes, that's why I need your help, Anne. I cannot paint all these flowers by myself in one night. I already told you I have plans for tonight, though, right? I'd have to skip out on Max. You probably shouldn't be painting those flowers at all, you know. They're in a park, Rakesh. Isn't that illegal? I am nearly positive that it would be viewed as a public service. Unfortunately, I really do have to meet with Max tonight. We have to put the last touches on our final essay soon. Oh. Rakesh puts on a small domino mask. Well, I suppose it cannot be helped, then. That boy's going to get in some serious trouble. Still, I don't know if it's worth missing tonight's session with Max. I keep forgetting which, playing the event skips this, I think. Yes, okay. I'm always like, I'm gonna pick the wrong one. Please don't get arrested. I had to put Rakesh out of my head for now. Max is coming over. I look over my notes for my half of our final essay. I think I've got things organized pretty well. I just really hope Max hasn't already gone to the professor behind my back. We haven't really met as often as we'd initially planned. Just as I'm thinking about going upstairs to knock on Max's door, I'm already upstairs, I hear a knock coming from the front door. Oh, hello. I open it just a crack to see Roxanne standing on our front stoop, looking slightly put out like she always does. Roxanne, hi. What brings you here? I was told that this is where Dominic the TA lives. I missed an assignment and he was supposed to provide me with a replacement. Oh, well, yes, this is the place then. He's also our RA. Just a moment and I'll call him down for you. Come on in. I indicate the couch as I head to the bottom of the stairs to call up towards Dominic. Dominic! Roxanne is here to get a makeup assignment of some kind. I turn back to give Roxanne a smile, but she's just sitting there, half ignoring me, half looking disappointed in me. Whatever, girl. I head back over to the kitchen table where my notes are spread out. I figure I'll let Roxanne clear out before I call Max down. You're quite spread out. Which class is that for? She always has that mildly disapproving tone, but I guess now I'm good enough to talk to. Professor Tasks. Max and I were going to finish up prep tonight. Is that all I should expect out of her? Maybe now it's my turn to carry the conversation. So, did you ever get a good partner? Yes, my partner and I are doing quite well, thank you. I have no doubt we will pass with flying colors. As long as we are here, I simply must ask, why wouldn't you have chosen me as your study partner? Wait, really? Has it honestly been bothering you? I would not say it has been bothering me, I simply am curious. I'm clearly superior to Max in academics. What could your reasoning be? I suppose you would almost have to be better at class than Max. Precisely! This makes your choice all the more baffling. Listen, I'm not saying I am unaware of myself. I realize I'm not the easiest person to get to know. But that does not mean I cannot be personable. I do have friends and an interest in meeting new people. What drove you to choose Max? What made them the clear choice? Shoot. What did I'm trying to remember what I did for this. I think it was this one? Because Max is listening around the corner somewhere. I remember that much. I think it's this. I know you think Max can't keep up with me studying, but you're wrong. Max may not show it often, but when he puts his mind to it, he can buckle down just as well as any of us. And I may have to help him catch up sometimes, but you know what, Roxanne? With Max, it's always fun. And if I have to be stuck in this terrible project, I'm really just glad I can do it with someone who can make me laugh. It's nice to be able to relieve the stress. Yes! That was the right one! Max, you eavesdropper. More importantly, the point is that I am Anne's partner. I look over towards the stairs in surprise. Dominic and Max are coming down the stairs, both with a bunch of papers in hand. Evening, Roxanne. Here's the assignment. Do you need me to go over anything with you? Yes, there are a few things I need clarification on. We should go somewhere quieter so as not to disturb these two. Roxanne and Dominic head back upstairs, looking over the assignment he'd given her. Did you hear us? Only a bit, really. Don't worry about it. Finally, with all the distracting people out of the way, it's time for Max and I to get down to business. To defeat the sums. Actually, I don't think we're in math. I forget what does Professor Task teach again? I can't remember, honestly. Okay, can have my classes back, I think. Should I keep one sleep? We'll try doing the class stuff again. Okay. Start the week. It's starting to get really nice outside. The weather's been nice and warm lately. This is pretty much the perfect finals week. With spring break only a week away, I'm having a hard time concentrating on my schoolwork. Ah, spring break. I clap my hands on my cheeks to try to keep my head together. I still have all my finals to take. I can't afford to be distracted now. I've got a book in my lap, but my attention keeps wandering, and I keep staring out at the quad around me. That's how I noticed Professor Task walking by me, which got me thinking about his extra credit assignment. I wonder if Max has already gone to see him. I begin wondering if I should go see him. The professor is almost through the quad. I can still catch him if I want, but I'm not sure I want to. Nope. I watch Professor Task disappear into one of the buildings. I really don't want to betray Max. I don't even want the temptation of talking to Professor Task. I really hope Max hasn't betrayed me, but at least I'll know I kept my end up. I return to the book in my lap, but a few minutes later my attention is wandering again. I look up at the building Professor Task went into and see Max coming out. That doesn't bode well, but there's nothing I can do about it. I go back to studying again and just hope for the best. It'll be okay. Wait, you want me to do what? Please, Anne. Sally was all worked up about this thing today, and I'm worried the scene might get ugly. I'm already stuck here fielding calls from the housing authority about student involvement. Apparently, Sally went down to the science building earlier to join a bunch of other students in protesting. What exactly are they protesting? I don't know. I'm paid to keep you people from burning the house down, not to watch your every movement. Sorry, Anne, it's been a rough week. Can you please go check up on her for me? I'm supposed to have a meeting with my advisor this afternoon. But... Come on, I'll pull some strings and make sure your advisor sees you tomorrow. Well, okay, if you're sure you can get it rearranged? Definitely. Thank you, Anne, I owe you. You darn right you do. I head out the door and over to the science building. When I get there, there's a crowd of maybe 30 people all holding signs and murmuring. The crowd doesn't seem ugly, but they do seem quite disgruntled. I can see a few campus security officers overlooking the crowd. I wonder where Sally is in all this. Oh, front and center.
Are we going to stand for this?
Right on cue. Sally's standing on a box of some kind at the front of the crowd, speaking into a microphone.
When I found out they were doing testing on animals here at our school, I sent out the call for action. I'm really happy that you all answered that call, but now we need to send up a different call. A call to stop the atrocities happening right inside this building.
The crowd cheers for her, hefting their signs high. I can see the security guards getting restless. A few of them are reaching towards their belts. Of course, the school doesn't allow weapons, so they don't have anything on their belts. Still, it's worrying. I make my way to the front of the crowd and wave to Sally.
And that's why we cannot stop our clarion call until these monsters have given up all the tests they're doing on animals in there. Are you with me?
The crowd cheers again while I try to get Sally's attention.
That's what I thought. And if those cowards don't get out here soon, then we're going to bust in there and free those animals ourselves. This is just wrong.
The crowd cheers again, even louder this time. The security guards are definitely getting nervous. Sally! Frantically waves Sally over as she finally gets off of her box.
Oh, Anne! Hey, I'm so happy you came.
I actually came because Dominic asked me to check on you. I didn't even know this was happening. Well, I'm here anyway.
Oh. Well, I'm still happy you came.
How did all this start?
Right! You won't believe it. I was on our campus message board when I read a post that stated they were due to begin their testing with animals today.
A message board post, really?
Yeah, the guy must have been a scientist because he said it was going to be really hard to deal with. He said he was expecting a lot of suffering. They're testing on suffering animals? I can't stand for that, Anne.
Sally, look, the internet is full of liars. I remember when some post had me convinced that malaria was carried exclusively by 6-year-olds. Are you sure this was true?
Well, answer me this. If nothing is happening in there, how come they refuse to let us in and see, huh?
Maybe because there are 30 angry people out here?
Yeah, 30 people angry about all the lies. Look, are you with me or against me here? I've already had to tell those stupid rent-a-cops that we're perfectly in our rights. Don't you start on me too.
I'll be right back. Look, Sally, I'm not against you, but this all seems really weird and hasty. Let me look into this a little more. Maybe I can get you some more specific information so you can properly accuse them, okay? Just promise not to charge it until I get back, alright?
Alright, fine. Just hurry. I can't stand to think of those animals in trouble.
Run home with all my might. I know if I don't hurry, someone's going to do something stupid. As soon as I get in the door, I hurry up to my room. I know I haven't got much time, so I start searching through the college's message boards with a fervor. Let's see. Here we go, found the original message. Starting testing on animals today, I hate it. So much suffering, but it's all in the name of science. We've got the grant, better make use of it. What grant is this? I fish through various campus news articles, tracing links and keywords back until I find the source of the grant and what the research is for. When I do, I slap my palm to my face so hard it actually hurts. I print the article and rush back out the door. I really can't believe this is happening. I'm sure once Sally understands, she'll feel the same way. I wish I knew what was going on with this situation exactly. Back at the protest, I can see him just in time. Up in front of the door to the science building, I can see Sally bullying a short guy with glasses who seems to be from the science building. He seems familiar, but I can't place him right now.
This is your last chance, Butch. Come clean about your hideous experiments.
I'm telling you, there are no hideous experiments in here. Everything in here is perfectly safe and approved. Also, don't call me Butch. Call me Terrence.
Oh, like I'm going to believe you when there's suffering going on.
Actually, Sally...
Oh, Anne, come on, let's force this little weasel to open up.
Before she can say another word, I shove the article into her hands. She looks at me inquisitively, but starts reading it. Butch leans over the paper and nods in understanding. Oh yeah, that would pretty much explain what's going on in there. You can see why we don't want to discuss it. Sally turns red as a beet, then turns to the audience with her megaphone up.
False alarm, people! Go home, nothing to see here! Scram!
She then drops the microphone and walks off, whispering a quiet,
"Thanks,"
to me as she passes me. I hope she gets over this. Her heart was in the right place, but... oh well. Butch scratches his head, equally embarrassed, and just wanders back into the building. For my part, I hurry after Sally. Maybe I'll treat her to lunch. That would be nice. Study, study, hop, hop, hop. The beans are playing ska music? This experimental farm, my goodness. I've got finals all week, and yet I still feel like I have a ton more studying to do. Everyone in Latin House is hard at work, trying to get their last study sessions in. Isabella's been locked up in her room since dawn. Sally's barely been outside to walk her dog. Even Rakesh is... As I look into Rakesh's room, I'm actually not sure what Rakesh is doing. He appears to be doing a kind of a headstand on his books. Rakesh? I think you get less money from the student bookstore if you ruin the book. Unfortunately, I think I startled Rakesh as he crashes to the ground. I briefly consider running before he recognizes me. I'll do this time. Are you okay, Rakesh? I didn't mean to startle you. I am fine, thank you, Anne. I was trying to study. Were you trying to learn by osmosis, Rakesh? Certainly not. I'm not a buffoon. You know osmosis doesn't actually work like that, right? But what about if, Rakesh, unless you became an amoeba since the last time we spoke, I don't think osmosis is going to help you out much. Did you really think it would work? Not really, no. Well, then I guess we'll have to figure out a different way for you to learn the material. I suppose I really must rely on other methods to learn. Well, what do you have in mind, Anne? Well, what's the subject? It is for biology. I need to pass a class so that my grades reflect that I am doing well on my proper curriculum. It's important to my parents that I try my best to become a rich American-trained doctor. Well, if it's important to you, let's do it. We'll study so hard you'll be spouting biology lessons in your sleep. We can do it, Rakesh. Yes, we can beat this test together. Rakesh and I gather up all of his notes that he's taken during class this quarter. Unfortunately, given his terrible attendance record, his notes really aren't much. Of course, it doesn't help that half his book is covered in doodles and drawings and just splotches of color. We spend a few hours comparing his notes to his textbooks and mostly just studying the things that his class has been going over the past quarter. After a while, Rakesh's attention begins to drift. He just can't concentrate on the subject for that long. I get his attention back a few times, but he's beginning to lose it. I know he's trying really hard to keep his parents happy. I just want to help him out. It's clear Rakesh is losing interest, though. I need to do something to clear his head so he'll study more. Let's do an art activity. Let's take a break to get our minds cleared. I don't know which one to do. I've done this before. Let's try this. Okay, Rakesh, grab a set of your markers. I need to go make a copy really quickly. Yes, markers. That sounds perfect. Rakesh busies himself with a distracting drawing. Meanwhile, I grab his book and wander over to Dominic's room. He agrees to let me use his computer, scanner, and printer for a few moments. Thank you, Dominic. A few minutes later, Rakesh is happily sketching a landscape picture. His markers are on the side for now as he plans out his move. I quickly swoop in and pick them up. Here you go, Rakesh. Try with this instead. I hand him my work. I've basically created a map of the body with numbers corresponding to certain places and concepts. It's almost like a paint-by-numbers kit. Rakesh eyes the sheet curiously, then looks over to where the markers are by me. It's simple, Rakesh. You can only color it in with the appropriate color, and you'll only know which color is right if you can figure out the concept going on in the area. I know you won't leave that poor creature devoid of life and color, will you? There's no way you could leave that poor soul lifeless and barren, could you? I see the fire light in Rakesh's eyes and smile to myself. Yes, I must bring fire to this page, where there is only void. But quickly, he is a very demanding specimen. How should I proceed? For the next several hours, we associate certain biological concepts with colors that get to be used in the diagram drawing I'd done. It works better than I thought, honestly. My original numbers are quickly discarded as Rakesh began to weave the colors together where concepts overlapped. Cellular mitosis fell under a light blue category. The osmosis we'd been talking about earlier ended up a dark green, and eventually every color of marker was intertwined. Finally, Rakesh holds up his masterpiece, a complex twist and turn of colors going in every direction. It almost looks like a tie-dye unless you know something's there. Then you can see the pattern somewhat emerge. I don't know, Rakesh. You've got some purple there around his arm. That can't be right. What? That is the area that would contract under electrical stimulus. It is where it should be. I couldn't help but clap my hands excitedly. Perfect, Rakesh! Just remember that drawing when you take your test. You'll do great. Rakesh looks from the drawing to me and back. He seems almost shocked before breaking out into a wide grin. I think he'll be just fine. That worked! Way to go, Anne! Brilliant. Professor Task's final is grueling. I swear he's never even hinted at half of these concepts before. I try to peek at my study partner to see if they're breezing through this, but Max's head is bent down just like everyone else. Nothing else for it. I'm just going to have to finish this test out and find out what happens. Once my test is complete, I walk down to the professor's desk. I try to sneak a peek at Max to see if he's having an easy time or not, but it's impossible to tell. Gosh. Rakesh, go away. Wrong voice.
Finished, Anne. Hang around a few moments. We'll discuss the results of our little extra credit experiment, rather.
I nod with a bit of apprehension. I'm not really sure I want to know what happened, but I suppose it's all part of the experiment. I return to my desk and busy myself for the remainder of the test time, watching as everyone else slowly hands in their tests. Finally, the only ones left in the room are myself and the others in the extra credit group.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Time to find out which of you will be failing, and which will be getting C's.
Max looks over at me, raising an eyebrow. I shrug and just look back at the professor.
Okay, let's start running through this stuff, shall we? Let's see, Marvin. You fail. Looks like Tara came to me pretty quickly.
What? This is crap.
Suck it up, Sunshine. You knew the rules.
I watch Marvin run out of the class looking like he spit nails.
Okay, who else have we got? Alright. Roxanne.
Yes, Professor.
Congratulations on your B. I'm surprised you managed to convince Jared to study.
Roxanne looks fairly pleased with herself. I guess a B is better than failing. Didn't her partner betray her last time? Is this randomized? Finally, Professor Task looks at me. Don't like that look. Oh, phew.
It looks like you kept the faith, Max. Ah, such loyalty brings a tear to me jaded and uncaring heart. Wait, no, that's heartburn. Anyway, you both took things normally, so I guess I'll actually have to grade your tests. I'll get back to you on your grades, but I assume they'll be fine.
That test was brutal. I wouldn't exactly get your hopes up for a good grade just yet. Max grins at me, and I can't help but smile back. I don't care if my GPA dips a little. I'm just glad we worked together to overcome this. I'm so happy we did it and didn't give in to temptation. Just a little, though, huh? Don't push your luck, mister.
I think that's a lot of you here. We'll deal with any other stragglers later.
I slump down in my desk, mostly just glad that the tension is over, when Professor Task's cell phone suddenly breaks the silence.
Yes. Well, yes, I put them in a prisoner's dilemma. Well, I'm a sociology professor, of course it's relevant. Well, how was I supposed to know his father was a donor?
What's going on? Professor Task is frowning something fierce. Someone's clearly reading him the riot act.
What? Hell no, I've got tenure. He can go to hell. The grades are staying. I didn't get where I am grading papers, and I'm not about to start. Fine, yes, I can make it up to the students somehow. How about... But that's I was going to... Oh, fine.
Professor Task looks fit to be tied as he puts his cell phone away.
So apparently Marvin is a little crybaby and went whining to the dean.
30 minutes later, Max and I are standing in front of the stunned members of Latin House.
Seriously?
Yeah, apparently the dean tore into him something fierce. So to make up for putting us all through that, we all get to use Professor Task's beach house this spring break. We have to pay our own way, and it's only the space we're getting, no amenities. But it's on a private beach, so we'll have the place to ourselves.
Oh man, this is gonna be so sweet. I'm gonna get packing.
I hope I have a good swimsuit.
Can I bring Vegemite?
I don't think so. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll get my friend Jovia to watch him. Woo! Spring break!
I watch everyone gather excitedly and go off to start packing. Hopefully this will help us forget the ugliness that just happened and we can all have a great time. Yeah, I can't wait. And... Spring break! Just click start to play the big event. Woohoo!